All right, here we go. So first thing is, let's find the components. We'll find the components, add them, and then we'll just draw a picture of that vector, find that magnitude and the angle. So this first guy goes to the left some amount, right? And then down. This side is the opposite side. There's the adjacent side right there. Okay, so let's figure that out. Adjacent is, let's see, a magnitude's 18, that angle's 43 degrees, right? So adjacent is 18 cos 43. Okay. 18 cos 43. That's 13.164. Okay, and then let's find the opposite side. The opposite side is 18 sine 43. And that's 12.2759. So I'm going to say 12.276. Notice it says carry 3 decimal places, so I'm being a good student here. Okay, so now let's figure this out. This A is in the negative x direction. So this is negative and in the x direction. And this opposite side here is negative and in the y direction. So this is negative and in the y direction. So I'm going to write negative 13.164 and negative 12.276. And these are meters. I'm not going to write the meters. Should I write the meters? I feel like I should. All right, I'm being a good role model here. Okay, does this make sense? Yeah, it does, because that's 43 degrees. This adjacent side should be a bit longer. The opposite side should be just a bit shorter, right? If it was 45, they'd be the same length. If it's bigger than 45, the opposite side starts to get bigger. But here the adjacent side is just slightly bigger, right? They're both negative because this is the positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative, right? They're quadrants, we can do that. All right, so let's take a look at this guy here. Ooh. This is one of those weird ones. Okay, let's see. Here's my adjacent side. Here's my opposite side. Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, my adjacent side is, what's the magnitude? 42, and then that's 12 degrees, right? So it's 42 cos 12. 42 cos 12. It's going to be close to 42. 41.082. Okay, and then my opposite side is 42 sine 12. And that's 8.73229. So I'll say 8.732. Okay, so let's figure this out. This adjacent side is positive x, because it goes to the right. So that's positive and in the x direction. And this guy here is in the negative y direction, because it goes down. So that's negative and in the y direction. So let's write these in here in the right place. Positive 41.082, and then this guy is negative 8.732, and those are meters in the y direction and meters in the x direction. Now let's just double check. Let's just double check our numbers here. Okay, this guy's going to have a negative x and a negative y. Negative, negative. Good so far. The x is going to be longer than the y because that angle is adorable, right? It's smaller than 45 degrees. The x is bigger than the y. So far we're good. Look at this guy. This guy is going to be positive x, negative y. Positive, negative. Good. It's going to have much more x and not very much y. Much more x, not very much y. Chances are we're on the right track. Okay? Barring, if I mashed a number, then I could be in trouble. So now I'm just going to go this plus this, right? So 41.082 plus negative 13.164. And that's 27.918. And then I'm going to go this plus this. So negative 12.276 plus negative 8.732. Negative 21.008. Okay, let me double check that I typed in the right numbers. Yes, I did. Okay. And this guy, it's so sad to like mess up, like you mash a number. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so notice that this guy is going to be to the right and it's going to be down. So let's draw a picture of that. To the right, and it's going to be to the right more than it is down. Let's see if I can draw that. Right, down, and there's my vector. Oops. Okay, so there's an angle, there's a magnitude, right? Okay, so my magnitude is the square root of 27.918 squared plus 21.008 squared. Notice I don't put the minus sign in there because minus squared is still positive, right? Unless you own a TI calculator, and then well, try it. Try negative 2 squared. It should be 4, but it's not. Okay, so let's see, 21.008 squared. I'm getting 34.939, so I'll say 34.9. These units are meters. Don't miss the units. Oh my gosh. Right, so 34.9. It's 939 or something like that, right? And then that angle there is going to be, this is the opposite side, which is 21.008. This side is 27.918. I fully expect that angle to be smaller than 45 degrees. Okay, so it's going to, in general, those angles are the inverse tan of opposite over adjacent, right? So this is my opposite side, this is my adjacent side. Okay, so that angle there is the inverse tan of 21.008 over 27.918. It's an inverse tan of 21.008 divided by 27.918. 36.96. Okay, so I guess I'd say 37.0, because that's what it's closest to if I round it to 3 places. So just make sure at the end of the day that you've drawn a picture of the vector. The vector is itself an arrow, even if it's not straight like I drew it. You've labeled which angle you found. You labeled that angle with what it is. You've labeled the magnitude with its magnitude. You use units for that, okay? Then you're good.